Good afternoon. Welcome to the New England B2B Video Networking Show. My name is Kevin Willett, and I am the CEO of the New England B2B Networking Group. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, send me an email to kevin@newenglandb2bnetworking.com. So I got my buddy Kevin Roy with us. Kevin's from Green Banana SEO. Good afternoon, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Just living the dream, brother. Hey, so why don't we start at the beginning? Let's talk a little bit about your background, your experience in SEO.
Sure. I finished a master's degree at Bentley like 15 years ago. Got a job at a company that got bought by EMC. I was their marketing guy, and I went into web development basically because I was cubby mates with the web guy. And he said, hey, I'll send you to MIT to do classes on web development if you want to go. So I took him up on it. Became the web guy for a company called eRoom Technology. Got bought out by EMC. Few years later, and I went on, started business on my own.
Nice. So, Kevin, I think you know what the second question is going to be, because I'm fascinated by SEO, but how does it work? Because there's a lot of companies, I won't even try to guess, and everyone guarantees me page one of Google. Well, last I saw, there's 10 spots?
10 spots.
So how can everyone be on page one, bud?
It's hard. It's very difficult to be on page one, and so our position with our clients is not to guarantee page one results. We guarantee that if we can't get you there, you don't pay us. So we're a pay-for-performance search engine optimization company. If we can get our clients on page one, they pay us. If we can't get them on page one, they don't pay us. But we've been doing this for SEO aggressively for 7 years. We have 18 people here, and 15 of them are dedicated to search engine optimization. So it's what we do every day, all day long, and we've become good enough at it that we can do a performance-based scale. But there are, every once in a while, there's someone that it's very difficult to get on page one, and in that case, they don't pay us.
Yeah, like I said, I want to go over that again, Kevin, because that's a really unique model. So if you cannot get them on page one, they don't have to pay you?
Correct.
I mean, that's amazing, because especially depending upon who the company is and what they do, I mean, there's just literally thousands of companies, going after those same keywords. That must be a huge challenge, bud.
We do, most of the people that we work with, we have a good method that we use. And really, where we get that is there's so many resources on the internet that we're studying daily what we can do to get our clients ranked. And like I said, all that information is readily available. It's just making sure that you actually take the time to do it. If we spend a lot of time vetting clients too. So if someone wants to get on page one for the word T-shirt, that's going to be really hard. With that, it's going to be a lot of money if we're going to get them on page one. The more aggressive and difficult ones, it might take us 6 to 8 months to get on page one. In that case, the bill is going to be a little bit more expensive.
I guess that leads into the next question, Kevin, is what is the expectations? So, for instance, I call you and I tell you I want to be on page one for business networking, or whatever the term may be. What's the reasonable expectations for time? It's not going to be tomorrow.
No, our average client ranks between 60 to 90 days. Something as aggressive as business networking was probably going to take a little longer, depending on the overall health of your site. So we do a lot of deep dive diagnostics even before we do a quote for a client, especially when it comes to the national large terms. So there are tools that we have in our arsenal that will say, you know what, looking at this, it's going to take us X amount of time to get you ranked. It's not an exact science, but our average client ranks in 60 to 90 days.
Well, that's the challenge for what I know of SEO, is that the rules seem to change all the time. So you guys have to put a lot of effort into staying up to date on any changes in the algorithms and things like that, right?
Well, the rules change, but the core doesn't change. And in my really strong opinion, if the rules change so much, then Google is just going to stop working. So everything that Google does and Yahoo and Bing are based on relevance. So if you build a site that is relevant, you want to get basketball on page one, you build a page all about basketball on your website. If the algorithm changes happen frequently, there were 400 of them last year, But
Wow.
there's still, it's still Google trying to make sure that SEO companies don't, for the most part, don't game the system. But all of the things that they implement are still based in relevance. So if you keep your strategy a relevant-based strategy, then yes, there are changes that happen on a frequent basis, but we rarely run into the, oh my God, this change happened, we lost all of our rankings. That just doesn't happen here. We have some clients that get impacted with certain algorithm changes, and we have to go figure out what that is. But if you follow the rules generally, then we typically slide through most of those algorithm updates.
So Kevin, a great SEO strategy starts with a great website.
Yeah, it actually more and more click-through rate, the ability to have bounce rate, people flowing through your site, mobile friendly. Google has recently been putting a lot of effort, probably I would say the last year and a half, on how your website is, especially that it's mobile responsive. And they've somehow figured out an algorithm that goes to your website and figures out how are people flowing through this. Is there a super high bounce rate? Are people going to certain pages and then bailing? So they're looking at readability of the website as well and counting that as a factor.
So Kevin, I only have one last question for you. I want to talk a little bit about pay-per-click campaigns, because there's a lot of people spending a lot of money, like you said, to be on page one, but they're using a pay-per-click.
Okay.
Your thoughts on that, bud?
Love it. I'm doing a presentation on Friday in Boston about the benefits of pay-per-click and the benefits of SEO. There are benefits of pay-per-click, and there are some places where pay-per-click actually works better. For instance, all the people that have plow trucks and are doing ice dam repairs right now, do a pay-per-click campaign, because you're going to get on page one in a day. SEO is going to take you 3 to 6 months to get on page one, and when the snow melts and you're not offering that service anymore, shut it down. If you manage a pay-per-click campaign effectively, and I would highly recommend using an agency to do that. Like, we're a Google partner, so we help our clients with that. If you manage it effectively and set an appropriate budget and watch conversions, so you really want to figure out, I want to just pay for people that are filling out a lead on my site. If you build your campaign to that, then I think you're going to do really well. If you just throw money in AdWords and don't pay attention to it, it's a waste of money. But AdWords still works. If it didn't, Google wouldn't be making so much money.
Amen to that. So Kevin, before we let you run, what's your contact information? How do people learn more?
So you can go to greenbananaseo.com. You can just Google Green Banana. My name's Kevin. My email address is kroy@greenbananaseo.com.
Kevin, really appreciate you taking the time of day to come on the show. Thanks for being my friend.
Thanks so much. Take care.
You too.